So back to business, it seems the recruitment community is mainly falls into two camps, APSCO and the REC. Rumours are always rife regarding the battles between the two organisations, and it does appear that there is no love lost between you and Kevin Green. What's the real story there, Anne?
I would say, obviously we have our tizzes, but the sex is great. No, really. Seriously, folks, there's never been a discussion, actually, between myself and Kevin Green. I introduced myself briefly. At the lower end of that market is unprofessional in the way that they do their business, but the reality is executive search, interim management, contracting, IT contracting, accountancy contracting, and also senior level appointments is a different process and a different environment, needing different caliber people and different representation. I do think there is a difference in those two sides of the market, and I think that may differ with the view of the REC. But because we feel that very strongly, and we feel that there is benefit to be had by recruitment professionals, by having their own voice and their own trade association, that APSCO was formed just at the beginning of this year in 2009. So, no, there's been no battles. Actually, there's been no sex either, to be perfectly honest. But the reality is, I don't know where it's going to go from here. I think there will be times again that we will work together, and there will be other times that we won't.
And do you think that meeting with Kevin Green is long overdue?
I think in some ways it is, actually. Yeah, I do think that's right. I think it's overdue. I'm sure it will be an enjoyable one. I hear a number of interesting things about Kevin. His background's obviously of interest, and I think it will be an interesting meeting.
Okay, so let's look to the future. Holding up your crystal ball, what's the future for the recruitment sector?
I think the reality of the future is a different short-term and long-term future. From a short-term point of view, I do feel signs of recovery, I really do, and I know it's being mooted here and there and no one's completely wanting to put their head above a parapet, but we're seeing from our members that things are certainly getting no worse and starting to pick up. So I do see the market coming back. I think the recruitment market per se has changed, and I think it's changed not necessarily by way of revolution during a downturn, but by evolution that's been sped up and highlighted because of a downturn. I think the reality is finding good people is not difficult. I think selecting good people is the skill set that we should charge good money to our clients for. And I think if our business model is about bulk finding of bodies, it's a difficult one to maintain in the future. I see the use of more technology, I see the use of more globalisation, pretty obviously. I see expansion back again. I'd like to think we won't be quite so cyclical with regard to boom and bust. I see some very good new companies out there with an infrastructure plan, and companies that are set up not just by salespeople, but by salespeople with finance people, with ops people, and that can only be a good thing for the maturity of the UK recruitment market.
Okay, thank you. And finally, Anne, what's the future hold for Ann Swain?
I don't know. I hope I'll still be in my role for foreseeable future. When I took on the role as CEO of APSCO in 1999, I said I'd do it for a year and get a proper job, by which point I meant coming back into the recruitment market. It's been 10 years. I can't see myself doing anything different. Actually, there's such a lot to do. But from APSCO's perspective, I think that we have an opportunity to expand, and that expansion will be geographic, realistically. So I think we will stay in that professional market. I think we've been clear about it. Business professionals, we will move then to replicate the success in other European countries and further afield. There's a demand for this, and as the further markets do develop and mature, there will be a need for representation of that professional end.
Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you very much.